My name is Amanda Carter, 29, and the day I found out my childhood home had been signed away, I knew I had been financing a family ledger that only balanced against me. Mom said it was a small legal update. Lisa said it was simpler this way. I opened the folder on Mom's kitchen table and saw the words Grantor, Helen Carter, Grantee, Lisa Carter, County Seal, recording number, date. My name was nowhere. Nowhere were the receipts of 4 years of property taxes I auto-paid or the roof repairs and fence replacements I put on my card. When did you do this? I asked. Last month, Mom murmured, eyes fixed on the kettle. Your sister's been doing so much for me. Lisa breezed in wearing loungewear like it was a uniform. Doctor visits, company, I already moved into the front bedroom. It just makes sense I'm on the deed now. You're busy with your spreadsheets. I slid a tax bill between us, paid from my account. That fence, my contractor, that plumber, my weekend rate. Mom's lips pinched. Amanda, family isn't about keeping score. Then why did you write one? I tapped the deed. The kitchen clock ticked like a gavel. Lisa rolled her eyes. You always make everything about money? No, I said. I make everything add up. The kettle screamed. Mom turned it off, hands shaking. Your grandma wanted this house to keep us together. I'm just ensuring it stays with the child who's here. I've been here, I said evenly. Every bill, every checklist, every broken pipe. My chest tightened. Why didn't you tell me? Lisa's phone buzzed. She typed into the family updates group chat. A second later, my screen lit up. Mom finalized the deed. Aunts clapped emojis. A cousin chimed in. Amanda, don't start. You moved out. I stared at the page until the letters blurred. I remembered 25, sleeping on the couch 3 nights while pipes burst, checking buckets every hour. Lisa was at a yoga retreat, posting waterfalls. I closed the folder. I'm not signing anything that pretends this is fair. Mom folded her hands. No one asked you to sign. It's done. Done. Such a small word to erase years of labor. I picked up my coat. Since no one's keeping score, it shouldn't bother anyone if I share the balance. Lisa laughed. You'll invoice your own family? No, I said, opening the door. I'll stop financing them. The door clicked behind me. Outside, February air cut through my cardigan, and for the first time I felt the ledger turn, not in my favor yet, but toward the truth. And for once, I wasn't afraid of the math. I was ready to show my work. I didn't go straight home. I parked outside a closed coffee shop, opened my laptop, and did what I do best, made the numbers speak. I created a spreadsheet labeled House, Costs, and Care. 4 tabs: taxes, repairs, utilities, time. 4 years of receipts and statements. I attached PDFs and sent the link to Mom and Lisa with one line. Since we aren't keeping score, this should be painless. The family updates chat lit up before the email delivered. Aunt Nora typed, Amanda, family business isn't spreadsheet business. Uncle Dale, your mother has a right to feel secure. Lisa replied with fireworks emojis. Finally, clarity. I watched the typing bubble pulse like a hostile heartbeat. Mom called. I let it ring, then answered. Mandy, she began, voice coated with sugar. This is getting out of hand. What, math? Tone, a sigh. Your sister lives here. That counts for something. So does paying the property tax before penalties, I said. So does fixing things that break. Her voice snapped. Don't throw that in Lisa's face. She's had a hard year. I've had 4, I said and hung up. By dusk, I drove back, porch light on. Lisa was labeling pantry jars like evidence of sainthood. Mom sat stiff at the table, phone turned face down. Between them lay my spreadsheet printouts, dog-eared from judgment. You emailed half the family? Mom accused. I emailed you, I said. They invited themselves. Lisa waved a page. This says you paid $3,846 in taxes last year. Odd number. Did you make it up? It's the levy plus school bond, I said. You'd know if you voted. She smirked. See, Mom? She just wants to feel superior. No, I said. I want acknowledgement for the costs you ignore. Mom pressed her lips. Enough. This is a home, not a courtroom. Homes run on rules too, I said. Otherwise, whoever shouts loudest takes the most. Lisa's phone chimed again. She read, "From Cousin Jen, don't let Amanda bully you. Change the locks." She grinned. "See? Everyone agrees." "I sent a balance sheet," I said. "If that's a threat, then gravity is harassment." Mom stood. "You owe us an apology." "For what? Showing the price tag of your choices?" "For disrespecting this house." I laughed once. "That happened when you erased me from it." Her eyes flashed. "Hand me your key, Amanda." The fridge hummed. I stared at her open palm, then at Lisa's smile. "No," I said, "not until I get a copy of the deed and a statement of the expenses I carried." Lisa snorted. "You can't extort family." "Extortion is money," I said. "I'm demanding honesty." Mom's voice thinned. "If you can't trust us, maybe space would help." "Space is what I bought you," I said. "Every bill I covered gave you space not to think." Lisa pulled up a locksmith site. "Tomorrow at 9, new locks." I kept steady. "Keep the metal. You can't lock out receipts." As I left, I spotted an envelope half buried under flyers. Bank of Soundview, ATTN, Property Services. Lisa slid it deeper. I caught her eyes. She'd palmed it like a card trick. "Mail's mine now," she said. "Forwarding is set." "From Mom's legal address?" I asked. She blinked. "It's called household management." Mom pushed the envelope fully under the pile, her tone pleading again. "Amanda, we are family." "Family is where we pretend numbers don't matter," I said, "and where it cuts deepest when they do." Outside, I texted family updates. "Effective immediately. I'm ceasing all payments related to the house." The thread exploded. Alarms, thumbs down, lectures about duty. Lisa posted a screenshot of the locksmith appointment with my name blacked out as if I were a trespasser. Later, a private text from Mom. "Please return the key tonight." Lisa is anxious. I replied, "You already returned something for me. My clarity." I set the phone to Do Not Disturb. At my apartment, I opened the spreadsheet again and added a new tab titled Boundaries. Entries were decisions, not dollars. Cancel autopay. 2. Remove my card from utilities. 3. Notify contractors future work requires deed holder approval. 4. Request county documents. 5. Find out what Bank of Soundview wants. I stared at that last line until the cursor's blink felt like a warning. The envelope had said Property Services, not Customer. Property. I saved the file, closed the laptop, and let silence confirm the choice I'd made. At 9 p.m., one more ping, Lisa posting a shiny new lock with 3 key emojis. Comments stacked like bricks. I put my phone face down and let the fence build. Tomorrow, I'd learn what the bank wanted. Tonight, I chose sleep. I silenced the family updates chat the next morning. The string of pings had turned into a drip feed of scolding paragraphs and emojis, and my chest clenched each time the phone lit up. I muted it, then hit block. Mom, Lisa, 2 aunts, 1 cousin, block, block, block. The quiet was like pulling cotton from my ears. Within hours, the guilt campaign began. Emails with subject lines like, "Don't abandon your mother and family above all." A voicemail from Aunt Nora reciting scripture about duty. A text from Uncle Dale, "Someday you'll regret turning your back." I saved them in a folder labeled Noise, proof of how quickly love became leverage when money was involved. At work, my hands shook on the keyboard. James Miller, my cubicle neighbor and the closest thing I had to a brother, leaned over. "What happened? You look like you swallowed a storm?" I told him briefly. "House deed, sister. Betrayal." He whistled low. "That explains why Lisa's been posting victory selfies all morning." He turned his monitor. There it was. Lisa on Facebook captioned, "Finally secure in Mom's house. Hard work pays off. Hard work." I laughed so sharply people turned their heads. James put a hand on my shoulder. "You need witnesses, screenshots, collect everything." By afternoon, the rumor mill spun faster than my accounting software. A colleague forwarded a group chat screenshot, my cousin claiming I had threatened to evict Mom. Another said I forged receipts, lies stacking like bricks, each heavier because they carried the family seal. I took screenshots of every one, building a file called Proof, its weight on my desktop both anchor and weapon. That evening, I tried calling Mom once. Straight to voicemail. Lisa answered with a group text instead. "Mom doesn't want drama calls. respect or peace. Within minutes, relatives chimed in with thumbs up and amen emojis. My phone buzzed like a hive. I powered it off. Saturday, I drove by the house. A new lock gleamed on the front door. Through the window, I saw Lisa arranging flowers in the living room as if she had inherited not just walls but history. Aunt Nora's car sat in the driveway, reinforcement parked like a guard. I didn't ring. I sat in my car, breath fogging the glass, and realized how isolation works. Not by pushing you out, but by pulling everyone else in. Sunday, I skipped church for the first time in years. My absence made its way into whispers. James sent me a text. People asking why you abandoned service. Want me to cover? I typed back, no, let them speak. Silence is my answer. That night, my inbox chimed with a new email from Lisa, subject line, final notice. The body read, please stop contacting Mom directly. All communication should go through me. A signature line followed, House Manager, Carter Residence. I stared at the arrogance, then hit delete, but not before forwarding it to proof. The days blurred into block numbers, muted threads, and the strange peace that comes when noise fades. I walked to work instead of driving, headphones in, voice notes recording my thoughts. Each note ended with the same line. They think I'm cornered. They forget corners can be launch pads. Isolation sharpened me. If they wanted me silent, I would answer with clarity. If they wanted me erased, I would answer with record keeping. And if they thought locks, rumors, and guilt could seal me out, they had forgotten the one thing I never stopped doing, documenting every penny, every word, every lie. By Monday, I had more proof than patience. James leaned over my desk at work and whispered, lunch break, my cousin's a paralegal. She'll tell you what's admissible. I nodded, clutching a flash drive that felt heavier than gold. We met at a cafe across from the courthouse. James's cousin, Renee, clicked through my files, scanned receipts, screenshots of Lisa's posts, the email where she signed herself house manager. Renee raised her brows. This is solid. If it escalates, you'll want dated logs. Print hard copies. Digital trails can vanish. That night, I bought 2 binders. I labeled them Ledger A and Ledger B. Every bill, every Venmo note, every screenshot slipped into plastic sleeves. As I worked, my phone lit up with Lisa's latest post. A selfie on the porch swing captioned, finally, Mom can relax without stress. Commenters chimed in, bless you, Lisa, true daughter's heart. The likes stacked higher than the shingles I had once climbed to patch leaks. I screenshotted every word. Wednesday, the public drama hit peak theater. I arrived at the grocery store after work. Near the produce aisle, Aunt Nora cornered me, voice sharp enough to slice apples. Amanda, everyone is saying you abandoned your mother. How dare you shame the family? Heads turned. Shoppers slowed their carts, sensing free entertainment. I inhaled slowly. Nora, if you want to discuss abandonment, I have receipts. Property tax, 4 years straight. Repairs logged and paid. Lisa posted victory selfies while I was balancing ledgers. A teenager nearby held up a phone. Recording, I didn't stop. My mother transferred the deed behind my back. Lisa brags online while erasing me. You want family? Family should acknowledge contribution, not crown the loudest voice. A murmur spread. Someone whispered, she's got proof. Another asked, why would Lisa brag if it wasn't true? Aunt Nora's cheeks flushed. She sputtered, air your dirty laundry at home. Lisa already aired it, I said, holding up my phone. The crowd leaned in as I scrolled through Lisa's post. Hard work pays off. Gasps. Even the teenager whispered, that's cold. Nora snatched her cart and stormed away. The video kid caught my eye. Want me to send you the clip? He asked. I nodded. Witness secured. That evening, James joined me at my apartment. I showed him the clip plus the binders. He whistled. You've built a stronger case than half the audits we run. He flipped through Ledger B. These entries, every dollar tracked. If this goes to court, Lisa's castle collapses. As if summoned, a group text buzzed on my muted phone. James read over my shoulder. Lisa, Amanda is harassing family in public. She's unstable. Attached was a blurry photo of me in the grocery aisle mid-sentence, but the teenager's video landed seconds later. Clear audio, my calm tone, Lisa's bragging on screen. I forwarded it straight to proof. Later that week, I received an email from a neighbor I hadn't spoken to in years. Mr. Williams, retired lawyer, lived 2 houses down from Mom. He wrote, "Saw Lisa online claiming she maintains the house. Odd. I recall you arranging repairs with my son-in-law, the contractor. If needed, I'll testify." I read it twice, pulse steadying, outside witness secured. Friday night, Lisa escalated. She posted a Facebook Live from the porch, Mom beside her. Lisa smiled at the camera. "Mom's house is safe. Some people don't understand sacrifice." Comments flooded. "Ignore the jealous sister. True angel." I hit record on my own phone. "Sacrifice looks different," I said into the lens, binder in hand. "Sacrifice is receipts, auto pays, and nights spent fixing leaks while others posed for likes." Then I held up the bank envelope I had retrieved earlier that week, still sealed but ominous. "And when truth knocks, even locks won't stop it." The clip went viral in our circle by morning. Screenshots flew back into family updates, half clapping emojis, half angry faces. Sides were drawn. For the first time, it wasn't Amanda the complainer versus Lisa the angel. It was evidence versus performance. And evidence had witnesses now. I drove to Soundview's branch at Open. A banker with a badge that read M. Patel smiled. "How can I help you?" "I received an envelope addressed to my mother," I said, showing a photo. "Bank of Soundview, ATTN Property Services. She lives at 114 Orchard. I handle her bills." She typed, "Are you on the account or the deed?" "No, my sister is." "I'm limited," she said. "If you have a recorded document number, I can confirm basics." I pulled up the county recorder. 8 months ago, deed of trust, Bank of Soundview. 3 months ago, notice of default. Last week, notice of trustees sale. Sale date, 21 days. My breath snagged. I showed her the screen. She nodded once. "Those exist. Amounts. Original credit $80,000, current draw $48,500, past due $5,962, insurance lapse fee, property taxes delinquent 2 quarters. Who signed?" Borrower, Lisa Carter. Co-owner consent, Helen Carter. Power of attorney on file, dated 9 months ago. 9 months, when Lisa moved into the front bedroom. I thanked Miss Patel and walked outside into daylight that felt harsh. I called James. "Foreclosure clock, 21 days. "See Mr. Williams," he said, "and report." Mr. Williams scanned printouts. "This isn't petty, it's dangerous. A trustee's deed will wipe junior claims. Your costs vanish." "What can I do if I'm not on title?" "Report elder financial exploitation and bargain. People grab the hand that pulls them up if it has terms." I phoned Adult Protective Services to log a concern, then loss mitigation at the bank. "What pauses a sale?" "Cure of default, reinstatement, or court order," the rep said. "Hardship packages possible." That night, I drafted reinstatement conditions. If I paid the $5,962 to stop the sale, Lisa would 1. Sign a quit-claim deed to put title in Mom and me as joint tenants. 2. Revoke the POA. 3. Sign a repayment note to me secured by a private lien. 4. Provide an accounting of the $48,500 draw. I CC'd Mr. Williams and James, then messaged, "Emergency meeting tomorrow, 10 a.m. Mr. Williams present." Lisa replied, "No, boundaries, email only." I sent the email, she bounced it. "Harassment will be forwarded to our attorney." "Name?" I asked. Silence. At 10 a.m., I went anyway. James stood with me. Mr. Williams carried a briefcase. Mom opened the door, pale. Lisa folded her arms. "You can't barge in with strangers." "Neighbor, retired lawyer," I said. "And you're 21 days from losing the house." I spread the recorder printouts. Notice of default, notice of sale, past due balance, insurance lapse, taxes late. Which part is untrue? Color drained from Lisa, then anger flooded back. "You snooped. You crave control." "Control?" I said. "You leveraged Mom's roof for $48,500 and missed payments." I looked at Mom. Why did you sign? Her hands fluttered. Lisa said it was temporary. Porch, water heater. She said it'd be easier if she handled it. Where's the $48,500? Lisa lifted her chin. Household costs. My car died. I helped a friend. You wouldn't understand. Mr. Williams' voice steadied. A trustee's sale can leave your mother with nothing and expose her to eviction. An APS report is filed. Lisa glared at me. You reported us? I reported a situation, I said, sliding reinstatement conditions across. I'll pay the reinstatement within 48 hours. In exchange, quit claim, revoke POA, sign the repayment note, provide accounting, refuse, and the sale proceeds. I won't pour money into a fire without a fire break. Silence held. Mom's eyes trembled. Lisa, we can't lose the house. Lisa scanned the page and scoffed. You think $6,000 buys leverage? 4 years bought leverage, I said. $6,000 buys time. She shoved the paper back. No, I nodded. Then I won't pay. I gathered the documents and stood. You have my terms until Tuesday noon. After that, the calendar talks. On the porch, Mom caught my sleeve. Mandy, please. I won't rescue a ship you steer into rocks, I said. If you want help, help me make it legal. That evening, an email arrived from Bank of Soundview. Borrower outreach unsuccessful. Sale remains scheduled. I opened my planner. 20 days, the money twist had a clock, a price, and my name on the check, but only if Truth signed for it. Tuesday noon came like a deadline etched in stone. I walked into the county mediation room with James at my side, Mr. Williams in tow, and 2 binders under my arm. Across the table sat Lisa, tapping her nails, and Mom, pale, eyes darting like she'd wandered into a storm without an umbrella. A clerk pressed record. This is a voluntary session. Parties may speak. I opened Ledger A. 4 years of property taxes, utilities, and repairs, paid by me, documented. I slid copies across. Lisa smirked until the receipts landed heavy. Cute, she said. You think paper makes you owner? No, I said. The bank does. And the bank says you're 20 days from foreclosure. I laid down the notice of trustee's sale. Gasps fluttered. Even Mom's breath caught. Lisa snatched the paper. This means nothing. I'll refinance. Mr. Williams leaned forward. Not with delinquent taxes and default. Trustees don't pause for wishful thinking. I opened Ledger B screenshots. Posts, the grocery store video. Lisa claimed hard work secured her place. Here's her post. Here's my proof. Witness statements attached. I slid the USB. The clerk plugged it in. On screen, Lisa's own words. Finally secure in Mom's house. The teenager's voice. That's cold. Lisa's face reddened. Out of context. Context, I said. Here's the bank envelope you hid. Here's the power of attorney you waved in Mom's face. Here's the $48,500 draw. Explain the transfers to Chase Visa, ending 4,421, and Venmo payments to Mark H., totaling $12,200. Her jaw dropped. You hacked me. No, I said. Discovery, public filings, subpoena drafts, and a whistleblowing banker who confirmed transactions. James slid a folder. Screenshots from Lisa's Instagram. New SUV, trip to Miami, designer bags, dates match cash withdrawals. Mom's lips trembled. Lisa, you said it was for the porch. Lisa sputtered. Mom, I did most of it. Amanda's just twisting. I lifted a photo. The porch still rotted, beams sagging. Twisting or truth? The clerk raised a hand. Please keep order. Mr. Williams adjusted his glasses. Mrs. Carter, under Colorado statute, misuse of a power of attorney for personal enrichment qualifies as abuse. A judge can revoke it, restore title, and impose restitution. Mom turned, tears welling. Lisa, did you use the house to pay for vacations? Lisa slammed her palm. Fine, I borrowed. I deserved it. I've been here, not Mandy. I earned comfort. I leaned in. You earned a foreclosure notice, and you nearly dragged Mom into eviction. That's not comfort. That's betrayal with interest. Silence thickened. Even the clerk's fingers froze. Mr. Williams placed a single page in front of Mom. Ma'am, this is a revocation of power of attorney. If you sign, Lisa's authority ends today. Combined with Amanda's reinstatement offer, the sale can be stopped. Mom stared at the line. Lisa hissed, "Don't, she's manipulating you." I said softly, "I'm offering proof, not promises." Lisa offered promises, not proof. Mom's pen shook. She signed. The sound of the nib scratching paper felt like thunder. Lisa shot up. "You can't do this. I'll contest." "Contest with what?" I asked. "Selfies? Deleted posts? A bank ledger that traces straight to your vacation photos?" James added, "We have witnesses, timestamps, receipts. Courts love receipts." The clerk gathered the signed revocation. "Document filed, effective immediately." Lisa's chair scraped back. "This isn't over." I looked her dead in the eye. "Yes, it is. You erased me once, but numbers don't disappear, Lisa. They multiply." She stormed out, heels echoing down the corridor like hollow threats. Mom wept quietly, head in hands. Mr. Williams handed me the revocation copy. "File this with the county tomorrow, then pay the reinstatement. The house will be safe, legally safe." I exhaled, binder edges pressing into my palms. For the first time, leverage belonged to the one who paid, not the one who posted. The mediation room emptied, but the echo of Lisa's heels still rang in my ears. I sat across from Mom, the revocation form cooling between us like a piece of glass we couldn't unbreak. James excused himself. Mr. Williams packed up, leaving us in a silence that felt heavier than all the shouting. Mom's hands trembled around a tissue. "Mandy, she's still my daughter." I nodded. "And I'm still yours, but one of us nearly signed you into homelessness. The other dragged it back into the light." Her tears spilled. "I didn't know how to choose. Lisa makes noise. You make lists. I wanted peace." "Peace built on lies isn't peace," I said gently. "It's delay, and delays run out like foreclosure clocks." For a long moment she said nothing, then her shoulders sagged. I thought loving equally meant letting her handle things, but love isn't blind, is it? "No," I whispered. "It's accountable, even to family." That evening, Lisa texted, "Hope you're happy. Mom will hate you forever." I didn't reply. Minutes later, another ping. "I'll never forgive you." This time I typed 3 words, "Take care, Lisa," and hit send. The next morning, Mom shuffled into the kitchen while I brewed coffee. She placed her hand over mine. "I want you to know I'm grateful. I don't know if I can forgive Lisa yet, but I'm sorry I made you carry the weight alone." I swallowed hard. It's not about choosing me over her. It's about choosing safety over chaos. If forgiveness comes, let it come slowly, but let's not confuse it with permission. We sat at the table where so many arguments had started. For the first time, I didn't feel like an outsider paying rent in love. I felt like the daughter who had finally stopped protecting everyone else at her own expense. Mom whispered, "Do you forgive her?" I thought of Lisa's laughter while I patched ceilings, of her smug posts, of the panic in her eyes when the truth landed. I shook my head. "Not now, maybe not ever. Forgiveness is a choice, not an obligation, and right now I choose boundaries." Mom nodded slowly, as if a burden shifted from her to where it belonged. 2 weeks later, I stood on the courthouse steps with a stamped copy of the revocation in my hand. The air was sharp, the sky a pale blue, and for once my chest didn't feel heavy. I had filed the document, paid the reinstatement, and secured the repayment note with Mr. Williams's help. The foreclosure clock stopped at the 11th hour. Mom's house was safe, but my role inside it was no longer the same. I wasn't the silent financier. I wasn't the overlooked daughter who got thanked with guilt trips. I was the one who drew a line. Lisa had vanished from the group chat. She posted once, an airport selfie, captioned, "Fresh start, no chains." Cousins filled the thread with heart emojis, pretending not to notice the absence of receipts behind her glossy smile. I let it scroll past. For the first time, I didn't feel the urge to prove, to explain, to justify. Truth didn't need my defense anymore. It stood on its own. That Saturday, I walked through the house with Mom. The sagging porch beams still waited for repair. The roof still bore stains, but there was no hidden loan beneath our feet. We sat on the front steps with mugs of coffee. Mom's voice was soft. I should have listened sooner. I can't undo what Lisa did, but I can promise I'll never sign anything again without you by my side. I looked at her, older, frailer, but finally honest. That's all I need, not loyalty to me, just loyalty to the truth. The wind carried faint laughter from neighbors down the block. Life went on, and so would we. Weeks turned into months. I closed on my own condo downtown, a space paid with my own name on the deed, no shared signatures, no surprise envelopes. Every wall I painted, every plant I watered, every rent check I didn't have to write felt like stitching a new skin. Independence wasn't glamorous, it was steady, and steady was enough. Sometimes I'd scroll past Lisa's updates, new city, new job, new people fooled by her charm. I didn't comment. I didn't block her either. Boundaries didn't always mean doors locked forever. They meant doors I controlled. One evening, James dropped by with his wife. He carried a bottle of red and a smile that reached his eyes. "You did it," he said, handing me the corkscrew. "You saved the house, but more than that, you saved yourself from drowning in other people's debts." I raised my glass. "Here's to truth with receipts." We laughed, not the bitter kind, but the sound of people who had walked through fire and found solid ground. Looking back, I realized betrayal hadn't ended me. It had clarified me. Family can wound deeper than strangers, but family can also teach the sharpest lesson. Love doesn't mean limitless credit. So no, I didn't forgive Lisa. Not yet, maybe not ever. Forgiveness wasn't the goal. Dignity was, safety was, self-respect was, and as I locked my own front door that night, light pooling against new walls, I whispered the words that had carried me through every storm. I choose me. What would you do? Drop your story and subscribe Big Sister Revenge Stories.